Hello everyone, it's GlitchNOut, and welcome back to another episode on the Quantum SMP. So yeah, last episode we worked on kind of terraforming this base a little bit. It's looking really good, but today I want to go work on the industrial district and actually rebuild some of the farms that we have at our old base, like the tree farm, and maybe some other small farms, an iron farm in the future, but yeah, we need to restock our shops, so I think what we should do is head over to the old base, destroy the old tree farm, and rebuild it in the industrial district. Back at the old base, and man, this place brings back a lot of memories. The door appears to be missing, but that's okay. Well, I guess we gotta say hello to our horse and our skeleton horses, which we're not gonna be getting on the Mushroom Island because there's no skeleton traps, but it is cool to see them again, you know. And this castle, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good still, but I personally like the volcano a lot more. Iron Farm was a little bit of a failure, and these melon and pumpkin farms have been chugging out melons and pumpkins, but the reason we're here is for this farm right here. We are going to be building rebuilding it, you know. I probably already said this in the episode, but yeah, I think what we gotta do is take it down. So I guess I'll do this in a short time lapse. There we go. The tree farm is completely gone, and it's looking pretty empty there, because that tree farm's been there. It's a pretty early episode, but now it's gone. That's okay. But I think it's actually time for one more time lapse, because we're going to be building this tree farm back up in its new home in the industrial district. So yeah, enjoy this second time lapse. And there we have it. Our tree farm is fully rebuilt in the industrial district. It's looking pretty awesome. One, because I think it just fits in here better, and two, we're using more expensive blocks, so it's kind of a bigger flex, which I really like. Yeah, the black glass and the gold blocks, pretty cool. And then, yeah, there was one mistake I made. If you notice on this side over here, we should have 3 blocks of space from the farthest block to the gold border, but on this one we only have 1 block, and yeah, it's just a calculation error. But this thing is working. I have actually tested it, and I've farmed over 3 shulker boxes of the different types of logs, and restocked the logs ink. That's all that's left. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that for a while, because, you know, last episode I was talking about how you don't want your shops to be constantly unstocked, so I felt like that was the best way to do it. But yeah, I also wanted to do a little bit more work on the industrial district, and the block I need is actually the smooth stone, but I don't have smooth stone because you need to smelt the stone. And although I do have a smelter array at my old base, I don't want to actually use that one. I want to use a better, more optimized, faster smelter array. And so yeah, we're gonna be building out our base for the rest of the episode, or at least part of it, hopefully. So yeah, let me gather the materials and then we can get into this build. The materials have now been gathered, and if we open the shulker box, you'll see that we have it's not that bad. It's not that bad. The hoppers are probably the worst part, but yeah, it's pretty simple as far as materials lists go. But if we look out here, you'll see this is weird, right? The build seems to be already here, and that's because I've actually placed a schematic down using the Lightmatica mod, and yeah, I can walk right through it. But yeah, I've dug out a little area, the entire area of the build, and so basically all I have to do is place the blocks down, and we are going to be changing out some of the blocks. So for instance, right here, this will be the stone instead of the stone bricks and all these chiseled stone bricks. But yeah, it's a pretty easy way to build. Kind of mindless, just placing the blocks where they need to go. And I believe that this is a stair, yeah. So let's go ahead and take our stairs. And it's kind of trippy because you're thinking that, like, oh, right here I need to place a certain type of block, but then you can walk through the blocks that are already there. It's just, oh my gosh, it's kind of confusing. But like right there, oh my gosh, I need to get used to this. I haven't actually used this mod this much. I used to do it a little bit when I was planning like really big builds, but I figured why not do it for a small build too, because, you know, it just makes it so much easier. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll get these regular blocks in, and then we can work on the redstone, which is way back here. All the stone blocks are now in place, and it's looking a bit weird because everything's so red, but it is working. But yeah, now it's time for the next step. We're gonna be placing in some of the chests. So we're gonna go ahead. These are showing up as wrong because they're supposed to be trap chests. These ones, I don't know why they're trap chests. I think it was just a mistake. And then we're also gonna be placing a double chest here and there. So that's pretty cool. And then we're gonna actually need a bunch of hoppers coming out, so that's why I have all these guys. And yeah, I guess I'll deal with the mess of these hoppers, and then we can get on to the next step. All the hoppers have now been placed, and all we gotta do now is place the redstone down, and that's pretty simple. I don't really understand that much of this. The build was built by Il Mango, and he's basically a magician when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, we're just not even gonna try to figure it out. But yeah, I will link the video down in the description. I believe I forgot the redstone torches. They should just be in my redstone box. So yeah, let's grab those, and then we can actually finish this build. Yeah, right here. Hopefully that's enough. Very, very big hope. One right there, one right there. That should be good for now. But yeah, this is pretty much just a placing game, and it does take a little while because sometimes you might mess it up. But overall, it's pretty simple. Just gotta remember not to miss anything. And even if you do, there's actually a function where you can check the blocks that you've missed and then locate them in the build. So that's actually really, really awesome. But yeah, I think once we get this done, we should be completely finished. So I guess I'm just gonna put my head down and finish this mission. I have now taken the schematic down, and build's looking pretty good because it's finished. But yeah, there's a couple things we need. One is the fuel, and the other is the actual stuff to put in the smelter to test it. But I actually got the fuel situation covered. We're gonna go ahead and head over to the wither skeleton farm because wither skeletons drop coal, and yeah, we're gonna use that to fuel our smelter. So yeah, let's get right over there. Over at the wither skeleton farm, we have quite a lot of coal, so I've actually brought a shulker box and hopefully another shulker box. Yes. And we're gonna basically fill up 2 shulker boxes of coal, which should just be this chest right here. And yeah, this does remind me that we do have to actually finish the farm, which means basically we're going to be making this whole area look nice. But for now, this should do, because all we need is the coal, right? But yeah, let me just get some of this, and then we can actually go back to our base again and smelt up some stone so that we can actually maybe test out a few ideas, not a fuel ideas, on how to make our industrial district look even better. Oh, and you know I can't leave without first killing some of these wither skellies. It's a great source of XP, and it's just fun. Okay, so we have the stone, the coal, and the stone. And yeah, I've also added some visual representations of the smelter. So yeah, this is where we're gonna put the raw items like the stone or the cobble or the meat. And then this is where the fuel goes, and then that's where the cooked stuff goes, or the smelted stuff, depending on what it is. But yeah, it's gonna take a little while, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and first load up the fuel, not the stuff that's gonna be smelted, because otherwise it's gonna make it a little bit weird, because it will run out of like stuff. The fuel will run out, I guess you could say, or it might not get fueled in time, and that would be bad news, right? So let's just go ahead and put the fuel in, and then we'll put the the cooked stuff, or the raw stuff in. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to say all these different terms, because you know there's so many different ways that you can say them, of course. But yeah, that should be good. And if it is correct, yep, there should be coal going into every single one of these furnaces. Yep, and that should be good. So I'm just gonna let this run for a little bit, and then we'll see. Yep, it's already filling up. I don't even think we need to. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep, and then we're gonna put the stone in right here. So let's do one more load, and then you should notice one cool thing about the smelter is all the furnaces are going to turn on at or almost the exact same time, like you saw there. I think there's some little lighting glitches, but it is working just like we want it to. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a whole double chest worth of stone into this. So this is pretty much depleting my whole supply, but we're gonna need a lot for the industrial district, so we might as well, you know, just get it all done right now. And yeah, we should see the first of the stone coming in right here. It's working. I was a little bit worried, but then again, this is an El Mango design, so why wouldn't it work, right? But yeah, I think while we let this thing smelt up its items, we should actually make this thing look a little bit better, because right now it's kind of hideous. And yeah, I think what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna do this off camera so that we can actually go work on the industrial district. I've done a bit of terraforming work, and the build's looking a lot better, but it's still not looking amazing, right? So yeah, I did do a little bit more grass conversion over here. I also added some of these like thick leaf, like vines, I guess, coming down, and then I put in a bit of bone meal, made the grass, and then also some bamboo. Still got to do the coarse dirt, and I was even thinking about doing like a little cliff here, and I might change that in the future, but for now I just want something simple. But yeah, I was working on this for maybe 20 minutes, and yeah, this whole thing smelted. I don't even think it took 20 minutes. I think it took less, but yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is pack this up in the shulker boxes, and then we can actually go head off to the industrial district. So the part of the industrial district that I want to work on today is this floaty bit right here, because right now it's just floating and I don't like that very much. So we're actually gonna pull out some gold, and I already have the smooth stone in my inventory, and basically what we're gonna be doing is taking the gold down like pillars, 2-block pillars or 2 wide pillars, all the way down to the ground, like this. If we just do this all the way down, and we're also going to want to make sure that we're doing it like this so that it goes all the way down, so and snares right like that. I'm going to break that block, one right here, break that, and that basically makes it look more like it's sunk into the ground, and that's really good. And then the next thing that we're doing is taking our smooth stone, and I'm just going to pull out a couple stacks of this, and I'm going to be going 2 blocks, like 1 block in, 2 blocks wide, like this, and then coming down like that, and then we're going to be going 2 blocks over, and then another one of these right here, coming down all the way, and then we're actually going to have another 2x2 on the back of this. So basically, if we take a look, once we're done with this, we'll have this kind of almost like inset kind of look, and that's really good, so we're gonna go with that. And yeah, I think what I'll do is, you know, just build out some of these, and then we can come back and take a look. Quite a lot of work has now been done, and it's actually the next day because, yeah, I did a good amount of work. If you go ahead and flip, you'll see this entire wall is finished, so that's quite a lot of stone. And yeah, it goes all the way down. We'll keep going. If I don't run to the sunflowers, you'll see right there, the wall is completely done. And then come over here, the wall is completely done. We're going to go over to this side. The wall is completely done. And on, ouch lag, this side is complete finished as well. So yeah, it's looking pretty awesome. The place is looking a lot more supported now, but we still do need like a fence or something, you know, to keep the baddies out. But we'll probably work on that in a future episode, because yeah, I think I've done about as much as I want to do on, you know, this part of the build, because it's looking pretty good. You know, we don't want to finish this entire thing in one, you know, episode, but I'm thinking about adding another thing. It's gonna be iron trapdoors with sea lanterns underneath them as like kind of industrial lighting, because this place gets really dark and becomes pretty much a mob spawning platform for stuff. But yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. We'll fix that eventually. If we go ahead and look at my smooth stone shulker box, you'll see I actually did not use as much as I thought, but we're probably gonna use this for other builds, so it's gonna be fine. But yeah, I think for the last part of this episode, we're gonna go ahead and test out that sea lantern iron trapdoor lighting trick. So I still actually do need to get both of those things. I guess I'll head back to the base and grab some. Alright, I've gathered myself a few materials, sea lanterns and iron trapdoors, and I've also laid out some grass blocks in a line with 10 blocks between them to basically show me where I need to place the lights in order to make sure the entire thing is lit up. So yeah, basically I'm going to be breaking the block and then placing a sea lantern and an iron trapdoor, and we're just going to go down. I am having quite a few ghost blocks right now. It's really weird, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this, and then we can go ahead and take a look. I don't know why I'm saying go ahead so much, but it seems like the right word to use, so we're going to go ahead and use it. I've done a bit of lighting, and you may notice that this is not the same as what I originally was going to do, and that's because I figured out a couple things. One, the middles of these squares were not lit at all, and also it kind of stuck out like quite a lot, so I decided to move to the gray carpets so that we can move the lights up one block, so that's pretty good. It also kind of blends in better, and I actually kind of like that. And then I also moved these little things closer, so now they're 6 blocks apart, so 6 block squares, and it looks kind of industrial if you take a look back. All these little carpets with lights underneath them. It's looking pretty cool. I still have to do the rest of this. I'll probably do this like off camera or in a stream, because I'm probably gonna start streaming soon, so that's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I think this is probably gonna be where I end this episode of the Quantum SMP, because yeah, I've been making this one for like a week now. You may notice I've been posting a little bit of other content, but yeah, this one's been taking a little bit longer to complete, basically because I've been doing a lot of different projects and just using, you know, the cuts to kind of make us go through them pretty quickly. Not that I dislike that at all. I think that's actually pretty cool that we get to have a lot of progress done in one episode, but that doesn't mean it's quite a lot more effort. So yeah, if you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. This has been GlitchNOut. Goodbye, everyone.